日本の動物たちが置かれている現状、動物を取り巻く問題点について簡単にお話しさせていただきます。
So I'd like to take this opportunity now to speak a little bit about the situation that pets face in Japan and some of the issues that we are facing in this area.
日本の犬や猫たちは毎年20万頭以上の犬や猫たちが保健所に収容されて、そのうちの17万頭が、無残にも殺処分されています。
The reality is that about 200,000, over 200,000 cats and dogs each year are taken in by the authorities, and each year about 170,000 of them are disposed of, in other words, gassed to death.
その殺処分の方法は決して安楽死ではありません。
I would like to point out, however, that the way of killing these animals is not by any way what we term mercy killings. It is a very, very unpleasant way of dying.
二酸化炭素ガスの注入による窒息死です。
Basically, they are strangled to death. Sophisticated, excuse me. They are put into a room, and a lot of CO2 is put into the room, and they basically can no longer breathe.
殺されるペットたちは数分間の間もがき苦しんで、本当に苦しんで亡くなっていきます。
As I said, it is not a mercy killing by any means because it takes several long minutes for these animals to finally die. And while the room is being pumped full of gas, they are writhing in pain.
収容される犬たちは人の無責任な飼育放棄によるものや、または、増えてしまった野良猫の子どもたちを、収容する野良猫の子どもたちが収容されて殺処分されています。
There are many, many kinds of animals that are killed. Of course, dogs that have been abandoned because the owners can no longer take care of them. There are also stray kittens who have been taken by the authorities, and they are also, even though they're very young, killed.
どうしてこのような無責任な飼育放棄が起こるのか、その原因は様々です。
Why is it that so many Japanese people are being irresponsible as owners? Why have they abandoned their responsibilities as owners of these pets?
まず一番の問題点としてあるのは、無責任な飼育者、無責任な飼い主を生み出すペット産業の在り方にあると思います。
I think first thing that we can point out to is the fact that there is this pet industry, and because of this pet industry, there is an environment which allows for the creation of these irresponsible pet owners.
日本では生態を展示して販売するという小さな子犬や子猫がお店のショーケースの中で売られていて、誰でもお金を出したら簡単にペットを購入することができます。
You can see what the pet industry is like in Japan. In these display cases, very small puppies and kittens are displayed like objects, and anyone at all who pays money are allowed to purchase them.
悪質なペットショップはその犬について十分な説明もなく、消費者は安易にその犬の特徴も知らず、またどれぐらい大きくなるかも知らない人もいます。
These are living beings, living organisms that are being sold like objects, and many pet shops are quite irresponsible. And when they sell a pet, for example, a dog, they do not adequately explain what the dog is like. In other words, what the characteristics of the dog might be. In other words, for example, how big the dog might be when it grows up.
しつけのやり方がわからないがゆえに、手に負えないという飼育放棄も後を絶ちません。
We have a terrible situation in Japan where many owners have given up taking care of their pets because they simply don't know how to train their dogs. They don't know how to toilet train them, for example. They say they can no longer handle these animals and they abandon them.
しかしそういった飼い主は特別な人ではなく、本当に普通の健全に生活をしている市民だったりします。
But what I like to point out is that I've been referring to these irresponsible pet owners, but they are not unusual people or special or bad people in any way. They are, at least on the surface, normal, average, healthy citizens.
そういった子犬や子猫がどこから来るのかというと、その生産と流通の過程においても大変な問題があります。
When we consider where these lovely little pets come from, these puppies and kittens that are in these displaces come from, we have to look at the distribution process, we have to look at the production process, and in these processes there are many, many issues.